What the was that?
James, 12 drink.
There's something loose between my legs.
You mean like forever? I don't know.
Tripping major nutsack. Come on! No more radio for the rest of the race.
Hello everyone and welcome along to the reserve drivers after the Belgian Grand Prix live at Spa-Francorchamps.
Spa-Francorchamps, Timmy!
Oh, tomato. I'm Tim McDonald, and how would you describe the man sitting next to me?
An ambitious clown.
A very ambitious clown. Luke Rocco, welcome along.
Hey, not the best thing said about me, but certainly not the worst.
Hey, speaking of the worst things said about us, Lukey boy, make sure you hit subscribe and leave us a comment in the comments below.
It's not going to be pretty.
It's going to make for grim reading.
Very grim reading if this episode's anything to go by, Lukey boy.
In our very second episode, someone called us the biggest profile of all time. And I have not forgotten the face of that person.
No, and Will Buxton, if you are watching, please hit us up again in the comments below.
Friend of the show! of the show!
Look, we could try and sum up the Belgian Grand Prix using words, Lukey boy, but a picture tells 1,000 words. I thought this Haas mechanic summed it up best.
You can't unwind the steering wheel enough.
And he's actually just watched some of our earlier episodes, Lukey boy, as well, so that doesn't bode well.
Hey, when I think of Haas, I think of subtlety, don't you?
Lukey boy, you know it's a boring race when even the commentators have checked out.
And Paul di Resta alongside me in the commentary box. The minute Lewis Hamilton says that, then everyone thinks, oh no, Silverstone, not again.
I didn't actually hear across there. I'm on the headset.
It was even in the commentary box and he wasn't paying attention.
I didn't actually hear that. I was on the headset. What are you listening to in the headset?
Sorry, what did you say, Luke? I was on the headset. What?
Yeah. All right, Tim, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Or actually, should I say elefante in the room?
The big question on everyone's lips.
What has happened to Ferrari's speed since this time last year?
What has happened to Ferrari's speed, Lukey boy?
Finishing outside the top 10.
They were over a second slower than they were last year in Belgium. Actually, Sky Sports did this side-by-side comparison of Ferrari's qualifying laps. That is damning. That is damning.
So not only have Ferrari lost heaps of speed, they're also having issues on team radio.
Charles, we are looking into plan C or plan B at the moment, looking into both.
Either plan B or plan C, they are very different, so...
Different plans, and they had to make a decision quickly. So let's find out which plan they chose.
Yes, we are looking into both plans at the moment.
Oh no. They're slow in pace and they're slow in decisions. Hey, there's one plan I heard of on how Ferrari can fix their woes this year.
The best thing they can do as Ferrari, they're based in Italy, is go to Vatican City and pray.
Head to the Vatican and pray. Well, Tim, in a reserve drivers exclusive, I have managed to uncover footage of the Ferrari Board Executive Trust attending a mass in Vatican City addressed by the one and only Pope Francis.
Non solo il vescovo di Roma, tutti voi, nuovi arcivescovi e vescovi, avete lo stesso compito, il compito di non risparmiare, uscire di sé.
Divine intervention themselves. Let's see if Pope Franger can help them.
Well, let's ask him ourselves, Lukey boy, because in yet another Reserve Drivers exclusive, joining us live from the Vatican, Pope Francis. Welcome to the Reserve Drivers. Ciao, Timo. Ciao, Luca. It is a pleasure to be a guest on your podcast. Pleasure to have you with us, Holy Father. I know you're a very, very busy man, so we'll keep it brief. Holy Father, you're a man of great wisdom, great compassion. Have you got a message for Mattia Binotto? Crucify him! Crucify him! Sorry, I'm not sure that's quite the right message we were looking for. It's at times like these we must remember the words that Jesus taught us. Do unto others as you would have do unto you. Switch to the Honda power unit. Don't remember that in the Bible. That might have been New Testament, I think, Lukey boy.
I think Old Testament God was more of a Renault man.
Anyway, we are about to lose the satellite. Is there anything in the 10 Commandments that can help Ferrari? I cannot tell you. God and I reached a secret agreement to keep the commandments confidential. Yeah, what is it with Italians and secret agreements? It's not a good sign. Anyway, Holy Father, we'll let you get back to business. Thanks for joining us on the Reserve Drivers. Grazie. Ciao tutti. What a wonderful... What a wonderful exclusive.
As the European representative of the show, I'm a little insulted you didn't ask me to channel the Pope there.
We're not going to be channeling any popes here on the Reserve Drivers Lucky Boy. We can't be channeling popes.
We're not going to channel, we'll only part the sea.
I think we've been parting the viewers after that segment, Lucky Boy.
All the viewers, abuse Tim in the comments from his crap Italian accent. Abuse now!
All fundamentalist Christians, abuse us in the comments below.
Just finishing off on Ferrari, and we're not piling on. I mean, I think we've been reasonable. To make matters worse, the customer cars were overtaking the works Ferrari out on track.
As the good Lord said, Lucky Boy, do not let thy customer cars be faster than thy works team.
Well, Ferrari hath sinned, for this happened.
And this is how Kimi Räikkönen managed to put his Alfa Romeo ahead.
Yes, a great move from the Kim star. And I tell you what, I can't remember the last time I saw Kimi, Seb, side-to-side action since this.
What an incredible piece of action.
I reckon Kimi was a little bit delayed that night.
Hey, speaking of Alfa Romeo, Lucky Boy, there was a bit of advice from Crofty on the weekend.
And watch out too for Antonio Giovinazzi.
That proved to be real sage advice, Lucky Boy.
Yellow flag.
In the final sector, who's had a little bit of an off. Oh,
big
I
off.
say a little bit of an off. That is a big off.
Massive off, Lucky Boy. Thankfully, no one was hurt, but there was one Alfa Romeo driver who was nailing it in Belgium.
Hi everyone, it's Daniel here, the esports driver of Alfa Romeo Racing Orlen.
Alfa Romeo Orlen esports driver Danny Berezne, Lucky Boy.
Whoa, Berez!
He was taking viewers on a hot lap around the Spa-Francorchamps circuit. Have a listen to this.
And in this video I would like to take you for a hot lap of mine around my favorite ever racetrack, Spa-Francorchamps. We had a great exit indeed, speeding in the start-finish straight, approaching turn 1 where we brake just after the 100-meter board, have a late apex and focus on the exit.
What fantastic commentary that is, Lucky
He's
Boy.
so happy, Tim.
Here's what he talks about on the straights.
Keep in mind to open DRS for the long camel straight, drink a coffee, read a book, listen to your favorite song and sing it as well.
I think that was Jim, and that's his problem, Lucky Boy. He was reading his favourite book or singing his favourite song.
I love this man. What's his name?
Danny Berezne, Lucky Boy. And we've got a bit more of Danny as he head round his favourite corner.
Maximum speed, approaching Pujon, which is my favorite turn of the entire F1 race. Canada use all the track again. We are in the funniest chicane, or I'm not sure how to pronounce this, but the tires start to really overheat by now, so don't overdrive your car. Focus on the exit once again.
Have you got that, Lucky Boy? Have you taken down all those instructions?
Yeah, I tried to take notes, but there's about 1 million words a minute going on then.
Hey, look, his gearbox is overheating. So was his voice box as well, by the way. He'd clearly run out of things to say by the end of the lap.
Was spread out indeed, and here I don't know what to talk about. I hope, guys, you are well. How is life going? Having fun.
Having fun. How is life going? Life's going much better with you in it, Danny, that's for sure. And Danny finished off the lap in style, Lucky Boy.
Down to the bus stop chicane, where there are no buses this weekend, as F1 cars are a lot better solution for transportation. So open DRS once again.
What a lap that was for Danny, Lucky Boy. Let's check the official time.
And this was a 1:42.565. One of my favorite tracks, Spa-Francorchamps, and I enjoyed this as well. I hope you did. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Daddy. We enjoyed it very much, and we want you on this show.
So I've got a Haas Media Manager Man and Danny Berezne as must-get guests.
Big news from the weekend, Lucky Boy. Williams has a brand new owner. Claire Williams was excited at the news.
Once this level of investment comes in and we can drive performance and we can make Williams great again.
Make Williams great again, Lucky Boy. And in a Reserve Drivers exclusive, joining us on the line from the White House, the new owner of Williams, President Donald Trump. Welcome to the Reserve Drivers.
Hello, Tim. Hello, Luke. You're doing a fantastic job. Luke, not so much, but Tim, you're doing a terrific job.
What an honor it is to have you, Mr. President, to the Reserve Drivers.
Okay, look, I'm going to stop you right there. What has this show become? What is this? Impression after impression? I didn't get the memo.
We've become the G7, Lucky Boy. We've got Pope Francis. We've got Donald Trump. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Trump. And the question on everyone's lips is, why did you buy Williams?
Well, I love F1. I love F1. I know F1 probably better than anybody, to tell you the truth. But Williams, they've been doing a fantastic job. They've had tremendous success.
They've come last the last 3 years.
Their last, meaning their first. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure that logic quite holds in Formula One, though, Mr. President. What's the new team going to be called?
We're going to stick with this historic family name.
Williams Racing.
Trump. We're calling it Trump Racing in big, beautiful letters.
Well, who's going to run the team?
She's been doing a tremendous job. She has a famous father, but she's been doing a great job.
Claire Williams.
Ivanka Trump, my beautiful daughter. She's going to run the team.
We're just about to lose the satellite, Mr. President, but just before we do, it'd be great to get your take on some key Formula One issues. Firstly, how would you sum up the race in Belgium?
Person, woman, man, camera, TV.
I think that's a cognitive test. I don't think that's a race description. That's a cognitive test.
Lewis Hamilton, another great win, another great pole.
It's a fake poll. It's a fake poll. Nobody believes it. I don't buy it.
And finally, Mr. President, the reserve drivers. What do you make of our little show?
Fake podcast. It's a fake podcast. Even the guests are fake. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, we are just about to lose the satellite there, Mr. President.
You've got Sleepy Tim. Loser Luke. I mean, he's such a loser.
That's a little bit harsh there. Anyway, Donald Trump, new owner of Williams, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
What an interview, Lucky Boy. What a world exclusive that is.
It's funny, Tim, because I actually heard Trump's solution for Williams finding the pace was to inject the chassis with hydroxychloroquine.
We might need to inject a bit of hydroxychloroquine into you, Lucky Boy, if you're going to finish this show.
Tim, you might joke, poorly I might add, but no, it is the investment company from the US, Doral Capital, have bought Williams. You familiar with the company?
Yes, there are new owners, I believe, Lucky Boy, so a big shout out to Doral Capital.
Well, it's actually funny because I did a little bit of trawling on the internet trying to find out about them. There's not a lot, although I did notice this core value of the company on their homepage. Patience. And they're going to need a lot of it, I feel. They scream rich energy. There's just not a lot out there
You're kidding.
of them.
Does the guy have a beard?
I can't even see the guy. At least rich energy, there was a face to the incompetence.
There was a beard to the incompetence. There was half a face.
In fact, actually, the only thing I did find, and this is true, was Doral Capital hold music. Would you like to hear it?
Doral Capital. Doral Capital.
That'll be the anthem that they play on the podium when Williams finally wins a race.
Tim, Renault, what a weekend. Big haul of points, found the pace, everybody was happy.
Let's ask Emmanuel Macron, Lucky Boy. He's on the line now. No?
Well done, Daniel Ricciardo. Picked up a fastest lap point. He was excited, a bit more excited than his team principal.
Thanks for letting me know fastest lap. I wanted that. Daniel, just so you know, I did not. They did. I was against.
Cyril, bit of a downer. Cyril was in the hot seat all weekend because I'm not sure if you know this, Tim, but Renault cancelled their appeal. The Racing Point Mercedes, hoo-ha, Renault have ceased. They have surrendered. A French team has surrendered. Where have I heard that before? History zing. But luckily, Cyril was able to give a succinct and clear answer why they cancelled the appeal.
I understand that it's a good question, and I understand that maybe there are some elements missing in order for people to appreciate what we've done, why we've done it, and why dropping so early. I think there are some elements missing that will show up in the next few weeks.
Yeah, there are a few elements missing.
The answer's missing.
Yes, the answer as to why you all of a sudden don't care anymore about appealing, given this was you, Cyril, 2 weeks ago.
It's clear to everyone what's been going on, the passing on of information, the passing on of parts, the confirmation that there is a breach of sporting regulations. Those things matter a lot to me.
So, Tim, how can a man who cares so dearly about the sporting regulations, the integrity of the sport, all of a sudden not care anymore?
Well, that's 1 point for the fastest backflip, Lucky Boy. Well done, Cyril Abitable there.
Well, Tim, everybody is wondering why the backflip, and Simon Lazenby might have just shed light on why.
But Mercedes do own 5% of Renault. Mutually, it's not beneficial for either of you to have this dragged through the courts.
So
busted.
Sacre bleu. So the very team that benefits from Renault cancelling their appeal happens to be the team that owns 5%.
I think Doral Capital on the other 95%, Lucky Boy, but that is a big bombshell.
It is a bombshell, although Tim, Cyril Abitable is a Mercedophile, okay?
Can you say that?
Well, I am, because take a look at this piece of footage from pre-season testing.
So Renault boys are looking at something. What's going on here? Don't tell me it's more problems for... Oh, no, they're looking at the Mercedes.
They're doing what we were doing. Is he doing it? Is he doing it?
He certainly is. I think the saying goes, the pot calling the kettle French.
I'm glad that footage was from the waist up, Licky Boy. I'll just say that. What is going on down at Renault?
Well, Tim, given the new revelations, this inspires a brand new segment. No better time to introduce Tinfoil Hat Time, Timbo. I have done some research. I've been doing a bit of a deep dive. Listen to this, okay?
What an episode it is, Licky Boy, where we can have the President of the United States, the Pope, and an anti-vaxxer as guests on the podcast.
We're talking about Mercedes, specifically Toto Wolff, because there's accusations that Toto has his finger in too many pies. So, Toto owns 5% of Renault, okay? Mercedes supplies the engines and this year the chassis to Racing Point, soon to become Aston Martin, which Toto Wolff invested in. Are you following along here, Tim?
No, I lost interest around about the time you put the hat on, Licky Boy, I've got to be honest.
McLaren, switching to Mercedes engines in 2020. Lando Norris joins George Russell, Esteban Ocon, all managed by Toto Wolff. Now we've got, as of next year, half the grid. Mercedes, Renault, Racing Point / Aston Martin, McLaren, Williams, all somehow associated with Toto Wolff. And to top it off, I've never seen Toto Wolff and Arnold Schwarzenegger in the same room.
Whoa, you can't be saying that. Toto Wolff owns 5% of this podcast.
I wish.
Licky Boy, I've got a conspiracy theory. That'll be the last we're seeing of that segment, by the way.
That's what the government wants you to believe. Flat Earthers, comment in the section, abuse Tim.
You're watching The Reserve Drivers, Licky Boy, but by far my favourite F1 comedy duo would have to be these two.
It's Mark Webber. Good day.
G'day, DC, mate.
Mark Webber and David Coulthard, Licky Boy.
Hold on, I'm just going to go put my feet up. It's all yours, baby.
Mark Webber and David Coulthard caught up for a Heineken-sponsored F1 chat. Although not that you could tell it was sponsored, Licky Boy. Check out Mark Webber's very subtle product placement.
What's a weekend off look like for you?
A little bit of fitness, barbecue with friends, whatever, and probably sinking a few Heinekens while we're at it, mate.
Did you catch that, everybody? That was more subtle than some of your mentions on this podcast.
Heineken, a refreshing beverage.
Mark Webber was there to reminisce about life in Formula One, Licky Boy, and it all started as a young boy.
My dad had a motorbike dealership, so I had exposure to petrol and engines from 5 or 6 years of age.
Oh.
It explains a little bit, Licky Boy, that Mark Webber was exposed to petrol at a young age.
Can someone get the authorities on the parents there?
Mark Webber and David Coulthard, Licky Boy, reminisced on some wonderful F1 memories.
And I remember you got on the radio and said something about this isn't a finishing school or bloody kids. I can see you launching your steering wheel there.
Yeah. Well, I had food poisoning that day too, so I was actually vomiting in my helmet.
Wonderful memories. What a wonderful story that was. I think they've been sinking a few too many Heinekens, Licky Boy. I think that was the problem.
Yeah, or exposed to a bit too much petrol.
one or the other. But if there's one word that sums up Mark Webber, Licky Boy, it's not Heineken, it's not petrol, it's not vomit, it's...
A weekend off, mate, is generally probably similar to yourself, mate. We're cut from the same cloth, mate. Freshly shaven there, mate. Mate, really, I think that was a big day, mate. You know this as well as I do, mate. You know, it was all right, mate. Thankfully, mate, I did everything I could, mate. I don't know if you'll stop, mate. That was a surprise, mate. Frustrating, mate. I was just worried, mate. No, it's been a blast, mate. We got through it, buddy. We got through it, mate. Are we going to have a little brew, mate? Or
Licky Boy, are you and I going to have a couple of brews, mate?
All Australians watching, abuse Tim in the comments.
No, good on you, Mark Webber.
On you, mate.
A true mate.
Tim, big news in Formula One. The Concorde Agreement was signed.
Nothing like a multi-page Concorde Agreement, Licky Boy, on an F1 comedy podcast. Let's get into it.
I'm a big Concorde fan, okay? It struck a Concorde with me, all right? And are you familiar with the intricate details, the ins and outs of the F1 Concorde Agreement?
I am, Licky Boy, but please bore the listeners.
Well, it's time to go back to school. All right. I've been doing a bit of work.
What is all that?
This is my workings at 3 a.m. at night, okay? Let's begin. The first Concorde Agreement, penned 1981, was between the FOCA, FOCA, the Constructors Association, and the FISA, FISA, Fédération Internationale Sport d'Automobile.
Hey, Licky Boy, I couldn't give a FOCA. Can we move on?
The owner of the FOCA was Bernie Ecclestone. FOCA was in charge of the teams, representing the teams with revenue stream or money, and they were up against the FIA, but it turned out quickly to be Bernie Ecclestone versus the FIA. Bernie was sticking up for the teams, all right, Tim? Bernie was sticking up for the little man, the teams.
Bernie is the little man. How can... There's no one littler than Bernie.
But negotiations went sour. The races were cancelled and Goodyear threatened, the tyre management threatened to leave, okay? It's big news. But 13 hours into negotiations, okay? Quickly was established the Formula One Promotional and Administration Trust. And have a guess who the owner of that was, Tim? Bernie Ecclestone.
Doral Capital?
So it soon became Bernie Ecclestone versus everyone, alright? But Bernie, as he says, was in it for the teams. He was sticking up for the teams against the FIA. And it was that same loyalty to the teams that ended up with Bernie collecting a 30% revenue share of all Formula One earnings. One last little tidbit for you about the old Concorde Agreement. It was named Concorde because the place they signed it in Paris was called the Concorde. So it makes sense that our agreement was called 3 a.m. McDonald's restaurant.
It was called the drive-through agreement, I believe, Lucky Boy.
So there you go. That's the history of the Concorde for all the fans. But congratulations to all 10 teams who signed this year's Concorde. And just little fine details from that. All 10 teams, are equal. They get equal revenue share, except Ferrari gets more, can veto the rules, and any team can leave after 1 year. So...
Lukey Boy, the weekend marked a very special anniversary.
2 McLaren drivers in that top 10. This the day it would have been James Hunt's 73rd birthday.
Would have been legendary F1 driver James Hunt's 73rd birthday, so no better excuse to take a trip down Memory Pitlane. James Hunt, Lukey Boy, a former McLaren star, immortalised in the movie Rush. They did things differently back in his day. For instance, here's an interview in the present day with Lewis Hamilton, reacting to some regulation changes.
I know the implications of the rule that's come in to try and take away, try to slow us down.
And here's James Hunt answering a similar question.
Well now, James, they've changed the regulations concerning the airboxes and the wings, and yet you're still extremely fast. How do you do it?
Big balls.
Slightly different. Slightly different back in those days.
Oh, what a maverick. That's maverick.
An absolute maverick. And Martin Brundle revealed something interesting about him and James Hunt on the weekend.
He got me into commentary, actually, because he went on the missing list one day in Spa.
James Hunt is the reason Martin Brundle is in commentary, because James Hunt was meant to be commentating. He went missing. If you're not familiar with James Hunt's commentary, let me play you this one little bit. James Hunt had an amazing ability to sum up a complex Formula One piece of analysis in one word.
And Prost has yet to take his fellow Frenchman, René Arnoux, who says, the reason I'm going so slow these days is that I'm used to turbo cars, and these normally aspirated engine cars are a very different kettle of fish to drive, he says.
And all I can say to that is bullshit.
So, anyway...
They did it a little bit differently back in James Hunt's day, Lukey Boy.
Tim, I reckon the only man who comes close to James Hunt's magnificent commentary...
I don't know what to talk about. I hope, guys, you are well.
That's it from us, Lukey Boy. We've got to jump out of here. What did the viewers think of that episode?
Oh, it wasn't that bad, was it?
And all I can say to that is bullshit.
Alrighty, guys, you know what to do. Hit like, hit subscribe, leave us a comment.
Well, I enjoyed this episode.
I enjoyed this episode.
I enjoyed this as well. I hope you did. Goodbye.
Doral Capital. Doral Capital.